Well, he's going to be the one throwing the util, so we might have to wait and see a little longer, but it is Vitality that are well prepared for this. 3 players on that B bomb site, 1 for 1 to start things off. Virtus.pro still looking for those inroads that's going to give them the bomb site, and they are not getting them. Mezzi and Rops, the dynamic duo on that B bomb site that are doing the damage, and rotation came through from Apex for a little bit of an assist there as well. A stable hold on the B bomb site to start things off for Vitality in Chengdu.
Vitality keeping things nice and clean. Do have still the MP9 in play, which is going to be utilized to be able to put Apex on top of the totem pole, spamming away. Down connector, aggression from Zaiwu. Straight into playground. I don't think Fame was ready to play in this case.
Yeah, that's criminal that Zaiwu's able to get away with that. I mean, we'll see if he actually does get away. It looks like he will. Smoke still up. Molotov into playground. And he backs off. Aggression shown all over the map there as Mezzi just walks his way down Monster. Gets away with a little bit there as well, even with that kill on Deflit. Sure, it ends up being a 1 for 1, but VP need to be doing a little better than this against Vitality.
Yeah, very clued on. Isolating the lurker there and getting information enough for Vitality to lean a little bit more heavily towards B. Flames wants to wait for this smoke to dissipate. In fact, it's a flash over the top from Apex. These are the little plays that just mean Vitality are on another level. You can see it in their gameplay. Every little edge that they can take, they will run with it.
Yeah, really looking to dictate the game from the outset. There's another flash over the top. This time, it will not work out for Vitality, but you can get an idea of the brand of Counter-Strike that they're trying to bring to the table today. Really, really trying to control this from the outset, and VP don't have many options but to walk their way into the B bomb site. Apex ducked down behind the toxic barrels. He is going to let them have the site, and he is being so patient, and that will work out. He gets the first one onto Toro, and now Biss, the man of the moment, will not be the man of the moment. He had an opportunity there for something special to... Got the spider senses tingling there, but this is a fantastic setup on long for the offensive that VP is about to bring. There'll be a flash over the top that's going to blind Zaiwu, but Rops, he got the back of it and doesn't quite land his spray. There we go. Beast is the best, apparently.
Hey, it's 1 round, bro. Relax, calm down. But it was a very nice opener to it. Nice deep flash, pushing Zaiwu off the line. Dealt with Apex in the closed setup, and then posted up for the re-peak is Beast. Already passing an easier first test. VP now with 30 seconds need to make sure they don't trip over themselves really in this 5-on-3. They're taking a very long time to get this going, and there's a couple of players from Vitality and Divider.
Yeah, this could be a problem, definitely. See what Apex is going to be able to do, but he's a bit of a swindler. He does get that job done. Bist is low. Hearing the footsteps of Perfecto in bathroom, so he'll be coming that over to his teammate as well. Flames is ready.
10 seconds.
For Perfecto, and if he gets even one more right here, that could be the round over. Bomb drops, but it's not going to matter. The kills do come through in the end. A bit too close for comfort for VP, but they get their first round on the board. Beast is set up in a position where he's looking for that opening pick. This time through Connector, waiting for the boost. He doesn't get it, but it is kind of nice to see this new guy coming into the team. They're giving him some degree of responsibility. Toro really under pressure, though, and Apex just takes him down himself.
I mean, it's just perfect play from Apex. He's jump spotting. He sees the smoke timing.
Will be enough for VP to read into the fact that there's not a whole lot happening here, so they can take that space and set themselves up outside of B. But meanwhile, those minions are scurrying around on the CT side as well and starting to rotate their way down to B. Information play here for Mezzi ends up being a double kill. He gets set up by Flames, and now it is into just Fame and Perfecto to try to save the day here. They get that opener, and they'll have to plant, but it's going to be a tough 3-on-2 for them. Rops having already taken short water control. Perfecto might have heard that. He's made a couple of steps himself, so Rops will be pretty aware that there's a player up here on short molly to try and push Perfecto out of position. Give Rops a little bit more room to just creep up the ramp. And it's these inches that make the difference as Rops finds the double. Defuse will be an easy one for Vitality. 5-1, and their lead will grow back to 4.
In the meanwhile, this fight towards Divider could decide this round. Flit looking to still find some impact over towards B in the meantime.
If they find 1 or 2 here in bathrooms, that would be a recipe for success for VP, but not quite going to go that way. Rops in tandem with Zaiwu's setup, they find the opening kill, but the real X factor here is Flit, and it seems like that might not pay off. Flamesy waiting very patiently. Again, Apex-esque. We saw that in the first couple of rounds. These guys have been so patient. And they find their success as a result this round, falling apart for VP. The setup was honestly not that bad.
Yeah.
But the execution is where things have fallen apart, and Vitality are just going one better in that department.
I totally agree. The spacing on Divider, not great. I think I saw Flit get team flashed multiple times that round. He was team flashed there. You could see his arm up over his face. And this is where, like, I can see what VP are going for, right? They're expecting a different
I promise you,
result.
if you Google it, it's not as weird as it sounds. It is weird.
It is weird.
But it's not as weird
it
as
is
it
weird.
sounds.
Without the context, it is weird.
Yeah. Well, that's a good start to this round for VP, and a great flash in onto Mezzi as well is going to disrupt his position. All of a sudden, this goes from being what probably should have been an uninteresting round to actually probably VP's second.
Oh, could get a little bit of a boost up into heaven. Put Perfecto on the hunt. VP, they've thrown utility, they've tickled around the map a little bit, but they haven't really been making any moves, and Overpass is such a big map. This is again going to be another round where it comes down to the last 20-25 seconds, and there are still a couple of grenades in the back pocket of Vitality. And Robs was lying in wait for such a long time. Does get cleaned out by Perfecto. 35 seconds now, and VP still looking a little bit disjointed.
That said, if VP makes the wrong decision here and goes through Monster Tunnel, they are going to be cooked. Maybe if they go to B in general, because there's this 2-stack outside the Monster Tunnel, which is almost dealt with. Flamesy in an awkward position here, wants to get back across to the safety of the side. It won't happen. There is one man, though, waiting on this side that might be able to make a difference. His name is Apex, and all he has is an M4. 9 seconds. Time was against VP, but it will not matter. Apex gets deleted by Fame, and now it's onto Zaiwu. In the 1v3, he's going to give himself a small chance, but no peek to come for VP, and he decides it's time to save the AWP into the next round. In a 6th on the T side.
I'd love to see it.
Well, Zaiwu, might love to see it as well, because he's not had any impact in that round.
He was expecting the jump spot. Again, it's the same kind of thing that I was talking about. The conditioning you've seen for a VP, they've never done that before. It's always been slower rounds. I was thinking, oh, they're running the same T-side default. I'm looking for the bloke jump spotting on top of the slide. VP going to make their way back towards Con. They have that one player lurking around, hanging around outside of the Monster Tunnel. So once again, it will be the B-site hold. Flamesy and Mezzi to defend. Flamesy dropping that smoke over on the Monster Tunnel, and the CTs will dig their heels in over there.
There's going to be a quicker play here from VP. Bit of util getting tossed on in. Fame giving away the game. They know that they're coming from short, and this is a scary prospect, but the opening kill goes the way of VP. They've got some trades here and there, but maybe not enough. Vitality will strongly hold for the final round of the half. 7-5.
Really dig VP out of kind of deep waters, so to speak.
Yeah, it was a little bit touch and go for a moment at the start of that half, but they really recovered it nicely. 7-5. We'll see if VP can get underway nicely in the second half. Really looking to hold on to short water. That flash is going to put Toro high and dry on his own. He does get the job done onto Flamesy.
This could be a round-defining play if he picks his timing right.
Might need to slow it up a little, though. If he goes now, he's going to be spotted. I think he's gone a little too soon. He'll have to take the fight to Apex or just turn away and get deleted in the back of the head. So it's on to Fame now. Dualies in hand. It's definitely the weapon to do it with. There we go. 2-tap. Now a third onto the head of Apex, and the round falling apart a little bit. Mezzi can't salvage. VP are here to play on Overpass. If they hang around long enough, they are going to find it. Flash to long. That'll be heard by VP. They're thinking about re-aggressing. Nobody watching for it. Zaiwu turns, but he turns too late. Bist will take him down. There's another kill to come through, this time for Flamesy. So back again in the favor of Vitality, but Fame hanging around. He might have stuck around a bit too long. Flamesy will capitalize on those footsteps. That might be a fatal mistake for VP.
Yeah, they were cooking something there, but dismantled by a couple of unfortunate timings. Just onto Perfecto and Toro on their respective sides of the map. Vitality just playing this one by the numbers. A 1-3. Rops ready for any kind of short B aggression. And the rest of Vitality stomping their way up into the A side. Perfecto, retake from Bank. that spot them on the...
that was not Apex, ladies and gentlemen.
That was not Apex. Let's calm down. That would have been a shot to remember. Definitely would have had a noise complaint from your neighbors.
Yep.
If he connected that shot. Just Toro seeing what he can get done with the MP9. Would love an exit frag here. Maybe even try to pick up a rifle over towards Party. I mean, Robs is hanging around in the area. Can certainly hear these footsteps.
Wait.
Okay.
That'll be the end of Apex.
I'll take an AK. Thank you very much. Full bell to you two.
Flash over the top. They're giving him some 1-by-1 fights, and he's answering those quite nicely.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Another one for Toro.
I mean, it's keeping expensive. That's not really something that Vitality can afford right now. Oh, actually, they can. No. They've had more than enough. No. You're...
So no secrets as to what Vitality are up to for the most part.
Just the one smoke from Flit will be dumped over onto Monster side, so that's going to kind of disrupt Robs. The main brunt of the push has to be made through short here.
They've got time to wait if they want it. Robs will offer some resistance through that smoke, though, to try to throw a bit of a distraction, but the flashes have gone a little awry. Both Perfecto and Flit winning their opening duels.
Both blind according to the kill feed, but it's not going to matter a damn bit.
Didn't feel like it, did it?
I mean, this is what I was saying. I'm like, VP are so passive in this early round against Vitality. Like, I would think a team like this was fantastic. They're well aware of their own tendencies and how to play around them. So that's where you could see them do exactly this. Big move up into Party and through the middle of the map. It's only Toro on the B side, on his lonesome. He's taken a big chunk out of Zywoo and taken Flames with him. So he will end up in a winnable 4-on-4 here for VP.
Vitality do read into that, though, correctly. There's nobody else on the B bomb site, so they'll take the site quickly. They'll get a reasonably quick bomb plant here as well, and they even take short water control, so it's not going to make for a easy retake for VP, particularly now that Fame has gone down. Mezzy taking the fight to Bist. He won't get the better of that one. We are back to a 3-on-2 now as the grenade. Perfect dunk in onto Zywoo, but this is the X-Factor position. Rops catches Flint, then he gets Bist as well. The information didn't come through quick enough, and Vitality hold on again. They equalize the numbers, and now we're at 9-9. It seems we're
in Party and Connector respectively, but at least as far as Fame's concerned, he has got some serious backup.
Oh, missed shot for Bist. Could be a problem, but there is coverage there from VP to trade it down anyway. So 1-for-1. Don't think they'll be too disappointed by it. Perfecto's position, an interesting off angle. See if Vitality dig that one out. It doesn't look like Apex is really across it at the moment, but he has spotted him out now. And now that information has to go through to Flamesy, who will recover it nicely. But meanwhile, Robs has also gone down. So this is a much more chaotic round. You talked about the conditioning from VP. This time they've thrown a real spanner in the works.
Yeah. I like that they back themselves as well after it doesn't work out in the previous round, recognizing that Vitality throwing in a B execute, they go back to a default. That's a timing that doesn't go well for Fame, but Flit is still in play here. Very much so. Same can be said for Toro. He's over towards the garden bed. Flit going to opt to sculpt into the back of Connector and cut the middle of the map, so he may catch them on the rotation back to B.
Are they going to check it? That's the big question here. Surely they've got to at least trade 1-for-1 here. As he gets it done, but it costs him a lot of his health. So Molly in to cut off the rotation to the B bomb site. He's just going to have to gamble a plant here quickly, and it looks like he'll get it down. Full belt of util for Toro.
Yeah, he does have a Molly. Can definitely flush him off the site. Won't even be required. I think he does see Mezzy on the cross there. Mezzy wanting to try to take his head off before he can even make it into the site, but instead will change up his angle.
It's good enough. I mean, it delays him a little bit there. It buys 5 seconds for Mezzy, and he's got a lot of time that he does need to buy. This Molly's going to go in the wrong direction. Mezzy's now crept his way all the way up to short, and Toro will check it. The headshot was required. It wasn't connected, and Toro will win the round.
Quicker pacing towards Party. Bist falling off the line once again, posting himself up on quite a passive angle. Easy one delivered to him by Apex. The first nail in the coffin here for Vitality.
What's plan B? Might be walk on long and see if they can find themselves an opener over there, which is where Fame is set up. He has been the man of the moment. Tagged down, and there's a player close to Zywoo with the scout. Going to swing with Mezzy. Mezzy still falling, though. Still makes this a reasonable round thus far for Virtus.pro. Bist missing that shot. Does go down to 5 HP. The paper cuts are starting to cause a bit of a problem here for VP.
There's so many players on this A side for VP because you see Toro has pushed all the way through the other side of the map. He has got B on lock. There is no way you're going to be able to pivot back down here, and not without great difficulty for Vitality. Not that they're even looking to do that. It's creeping up on this short angle of approach. So many players stacked over here for VP. It's a decent flash up over the top, but the crossfire from VP is better. 11 rounds for Virtus.pro here. And look at the money of Vitality to get yourself a dub, at least on one map against a team of Vitality's caliber.
All right, Vitality, what is the name of the game here? It's fast in toward Party. They take that fight initially, a 1-for-1 against Fame.
He's always good for at least one. Inside a connector. Oh, Flit. It's perfect timing from him. I mean, in the early rounds, VP just continues to come out ahead here.
I mean, this might just be wrapped up with the 4-on-3, but we'll see what happens. Rops is in a bit of an interesting position.
Wow.
Perfecto gets the better of Flamesy. Now down to 2. Vitality faltering.
Oh, Flit pushing up the flank as well. Zaiwu, knife in hand. He doesn't even know what bloody year it is. Rops now in a 1-on-4. Capable of winning it, but it doesn't really feel like it's Vitality's day, at least here on Overpass.
Rops will need some magic, and he's not going to get it. 13-9. Virtus.pro will take map 1. The job is not yet done, but that was an impressive display from them, and it certainly makes you feel as though there is something on offer for VP today.
Thrown into lowers after Flit. He takes some contact. Does have the dualies in hand, and he will be tested here.
Yeah, Smoke's going to go down at the mid doors. Flit, though, not going to be turned away by that. Here comes that grenade. The dualies not quite able to capitalize on their position, though. The grenade did do a pretty substantial amount of damage. It is going to leave the B site looking a little weaker. Onto just the shoulders of Fame for the moment over there, but the push is going in the direction of short.
Perfecto over there with Toro, and a little bit of help from Bist as well. Another nade maybe thrown in Vitality's direction. Perfecto looking to unsettle them with the flash, maybe bait out a little bit of a reaction because there's a big setup. Another flash being prepped by Bist. He rips it, catches at least one player on Vitality. A huge mid-crunch from all of the CTs here. How does that happen? Virtus.pro, a man down, but it didn't feel like it.
That is what you love to see. I got to say, expect something a little bit different from them later on in the half. They've done a good job of that on Overpass, and I don't see why that would necessarily change here.
Toro tucks himself into Goose. Nice nade there. Well timed from Flit.
That's a really nice grenade. A lot of damage done. Flit, though, copping a headshot or 2, and he will fall. So some damage being done here by Vitality, but should be an easy cleanup for Toro, and it is.
That's gorgeous. I saw him do exactly that in the Studio Ghibli films. Toro jostling for position, changing up the angle. After the smoke does go down, looking to potentially play anti-flash. He's aware that there could be a timing here for Vitality, but the contact approach catches him off.
Yeah, just a bit too worried about that flash. It's going to end up being his undoing, and it might actually be the undoing for this round in general. Flit, the only defender on the A side, and his position is well and truly known.
They just keep going.
I mean, at this point, it's just a save for VP.
Legit. Unlucky, guys. Just 2 bad timings. And it's back to the drawing board for Virtus.pro. Not the way that they would have wanted their first gun round to be going, but Vitality will definitely take that. Knee howdy. Sure, let's go with that. See if Mezzi will give them a customary greeting of Britain. Unfortunately, not quite able to give someone the shift there. And
I didn't know where that was going. Can't believe you said
Look,
that.
I lived with a Brit for the majority of this year. I know how they get down over there.
Okay.
Toro's a sneaky boy.
Someone's got to help this guy in pit.
No, he's waiting in the wings. They've left him high and dry, but he's found Flamesy nonetheless.
Help my boy.
Just trying to take any
Where
more
are
time.
they?
And VP, they well and truly know what is on the cards here. Big high-low between 3 different players that Vitality will need to dismantle, and it's looking too difficult for them. Bist from up on high.
All right.
Flank comes in as well.
You know what? That's okay. If you let Toro die and then you do that, that's okay.
And that's okay. You know, sometimes you got to make the sensible decision, cut your losses. Toro, first to receive contact over on long, will concede control. Couple of flashes and HE's returned in Vitality's direction. But there's no real interest going on from there, except from Vitality. They're looking to pick up the pace straight into the A site here.
Oh, Molly will slow them down for the moment. They've got a smoke off the cross. The grenade is so good. And then the shot's in as well. Here we go. Toro delivering again a double kill. And VP are looking like a V team in the server at the moment, which would not have been something I would have believed if you would have told me before we started watching this game. Rops has a moment, an opportunity. And nearly gets himself two. Can't quite capitalize.
Another individual putting on a clinic for VP in this game. It's Toro's turn to frag. Do have Flit waiting for the rest of the boys to make their way up cat. Just biding his time inside of CT. Mezzy and Apex. Couple of grenades between them, but they've got a little bit too much work to do here.
It's not a bad grenade, but the headshot hits a bit different. Apex with the molly to try to slow things down. He's going to try and make a play of it. Smoked off immediately, defuse inside the smoke, and good coverage from Flit. It will make for an easy finish there for VP. Giving a bit of extra time to go hunting for a gun. Show, I guess, the start at the top of the show with Stunner and Steel on the desk, and Stunner asks, who do you think's the sort of the front runner? And obviously, you know, Vitality was the first name that came out there.
Yep.
Well, what about now?
Oh,
What about VP?
what about Bist? Forget about Bist. Apex hits him with the Ferrari peak on the scout. Can be difficult to deal with at times. Plant going down for sure here. VP haven't made any moves into the middle of the map. They're going to try to complete this retake in from CT spawn.
Well, let's not get too excited just yet, because this is a round that could go very awry for VP, and that could allow Vitality right back in the discussion. Good shot from Fame. Toro just waiting patiently, but he's going to have to activate at some point. That smoke is definitely causing problems. Here is another kill from Perfecto, and Toro has bided his time nicely. He gets some good damage down. There's a kill. He's in the 1v1. He needs to move quickly. Does have the defuse kit and wins the duel and wins the round. VP, by the skin of their teeth, are going to get through with a fifth.
Oh, they got so much value out of just a couple of flashes and mollies.
It's not over till it's over. But 5-1 is looking very good. All out for Zaiwu. That could be the difference maker.
Finally. I mean, I feel like that's the first thing I've seen him do with the AWP this entire series.
But knowing what I know about VP now, I have some degree of faith that they might still be able to make something happen here. Flit's got some info. Flamesy going to peek him and go down. And in the meanwhile, by the way, Zaiwu tagged down to 17. Damage is being done all over the map. And here's a push in that will get the better of Perfecto. And that might just rip the game open for Vitality. This could well be their second.
Yeah, Perfecto, he's calling an excellent game, but individually he's had a rough series. And that was a frag he needed to deliver. He was in a great position to be able to do so. I think Rob's kind of checked that angle on top of Heaton quite lazily there and still was able to come away with the duel. So, yeah, look, Vitality taking advantage of that. We'll put them together a second T-side gun round here. And it's pretty easy pickings from Vitality there, so not a clinical enough anti-flash setup on the site. Maybe this time it'll be long that'll be contested.
Yeah, and that's where things were a bit more difficult for Vitality. This time, again, it seems to be following suit. Flit with one, helped out by, again, some nice flashes from Bist. And it's a 2-for-1 favoring VP. The A site, definitely. This will be a tough hold to break for Vitality, particularly if the timing goes well for VP, which it looks that it might. Fame perhaps take that first contact. No, it'll be the push up short. Perfecto gets one, and then Fame another. And VP are right back into the driver's seat.
It is by no mistake that they keep coming away with rounds like that. The reads and the calling from Virtus.pro in this series have been phenomenal. It didn't look like a single one of those players was ready to take those duels.
Okay. Zaiwu with the opener onto Perfecto will make this one a bit more difficult for VP, but they've already crossed two players up to top mid and into Suicide, and I don't know if Vitality are 100% on the money just yet as to that having occurred. Zaiwu is going to go down for free. There's another player to worry about and another, but they're not aware of Flit.
Yeah. He's kind of ended up being the bait setup. Trigger discipline from this man. He's heard the Molotov in towards bedroom. I don't know if you can hear those steps over towards the B side, but nonetheless, Virtus.pro will get two players inside of the site. Bist, vision obscured. He's tossed in a couple of grenades there and blown the smoke wide open.
Here we go. This is definitely a round on offer for VP. If they can delay just long enough for that rotation to come through from Flit, then maybe Another round goes their way. Bist in the Molotov, in the fire. Will not get much done, but Toro again steps up, and as the push comes through from the smoke, he will fall. It's on to Flit, but he is on such a fast flank timing. Mezzi thought he was aware of it, but he's not. And 7-4 will be the score. VP get away with another cheeky one.
It's just another round where VP have read things, stacked that beat site, and Flit's flank timing catches multiple players off guard. Another attempt on the flick shot. It's the same round run again here from Virtus.pro. Straight up the guts, but this time Vitality is ready for it.
Oh, ZywOo is looking dangerous with that scope in hand. Toro, the standout player for VP, down early in this round. They're going to have to dig deep to get through this one.
Vitality waiting for more aggression. It may be given to them. It's only a matter of time before they look to collapse in towards middle as a team. And you can see Virtus.pro with 3 players over there. Even the B-side anchor is making his way back towards mid. They want to, again, try to fight for this control. Flash up over the top, dodged well by Fame. Courtesy of some good position with the power pole. But Flit, not feeling like he's got the power position, will fall away back towards the A side.
He dropped it to CT, did he? He did.
They're going to go again?
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
They're thinking about it. I think they're going to go again.
Molly onto short, try and dissuade Vitality from working their way up there and see what Flit can do. 1-for-1 through the mid doors, but Perfecto still hanging around.
Oh,
Might have been the difference maker, but doesn't win the duel against Rops, and it's all down to Bist as he tries to stave off a 5th for Vitality. He's got that 5-7 in hand, more importantly a grenade, but it's not quite going to connect onto Rops, so he'll go through the smoke with a flash, straight into a headshot from Flamesy. 7-5 the first half, not a bad one for VP.
and yet again, this has been a game where an individual has stepped up. If it was Fame on Overpass, Toro's been the one to do the lion's share of the work here on Dust 2.
Oh, look at this setup, though, from Vitality. Everybody on long is getting their head lopped off. VP with the pistol round masterclass have just deleted a few of those Vitality players.
Ooh.
Still one more at car. That could be a big difference maker if VP neglect to check. And it would seem that they have. Apex, though, as soon as he chooses the time to strike, is immediately turned on. But Rops is doing some real damage. Headshots, not enough. VP have the second half pistol, and they have that chance at a 2-0.
Even in the 2-on-5, you saw how dangerous that could have been for Virtus.pro. As they kind of meander around Xbox right now. This is very Virtus.pro, though, at least so far in this series. They do like to take their time, but the more time they take, the more shots you'll get rattling off from the scouts, slowly but surely, doing more and more damage to Virtus.pro.
Yeah. Flit's going to have a go anyway. ZywOo pushed back away into CT spawn. But VP, I mean, what's the plan here?
Sometimes it doesn't feel like there is one, but they seem to quite often put the pieces together.
Well, looks like it's going to be go toward A, which is where Apex is waiting with that Mag 7. Will it be a Swag 7? I think it might. He surely gets at least one. No, the game is up. Fame will delete him. The bomb plant is going to go down. Lest Mezzi with a jumping scout denies it. It won't happen. He gets it a little bit too little too late. Flit gets an important kill onto Flamesy. Straight out into mid, though. Gives up his life. Mezzi waiting for him. It's a 2v3, but a couple of very low HP scouters does make for a difficult retake here. Rops creeping up with that MP9. Feels as though he'll have to be a difference maker, and it won't be the case. Jumping scout, again, ambitious here from Mezzi. It would be a hero play. An ace with a jumping scout. It's not quite going to be the jumping scout, but he'll push his way forward, still looking for the ace. Won't get it. It's VP that take another round. Mid to B would be a pretty good call at this point.
Yeah. Mezzi still a lot of utility, but Rops was legged earlier on, so I don't know how much he's really going to be able to do on this B site.
It's a good kill from Mezzi. That's the opener onto Biss, and Perfecto getting tagged down. He's at least made that cross with relative safety, and he'll hide inside the smoke for the moment, waiting for the rest of the troops to get themselves in position. But they're not having an easy time of it. ZywOo's in CT spawn. He's actually dropped the bomb. Perfecto's timing is key here. And he does spot out Mezzi. Can't quite flick it on the Rops, who was very low. Rops with the double. You ask, what could he do on low HP? Well, that is exactly it. And that might be a round winner for Vitality.
When he gives his opponent half a second to react and immediately snaps his head off, it doesn't really matter if he got legged on the cross earlier. 30 seconds on the clock. Flit, if anything, looking for damage. Flamesy slowly closing in from Catwalk. A much-needed recovery round from Vitality.
Will relieve some of that pressure for Vitality and they can turn their attention back toward middle. But at this stage, I don't think they know exactly where VP are going to go.
Apex looking to disrupt. Wants to come up huge here on this mid to B. It's a beautiful flash from Mezzy.
Yeah, 20 seconds left on the clock and time is really starting to become a problem for VP. Apex's kill has slowed them down dramatically. Still one more player to find on the B bomb site, but they've got to be aware of that push coming out through the smoke as well. And Rops again gets himself a double. That will be the mid to B deleted once more by Vitality.
And 2 from 2 rounds at Virtus.pro. Try to go for that approach. Bist being hunted down. Apex running at him. AWP denied. $150 in the bank account.
Robs wisely has dropped his own smoke, but a contact play into B feels like it is the best option here for VP. And as you say, if they can catch Rops, they can win this round. And he is in a very catchable position. A 1-for-1 is exactly what VP is looking for. Bist surviving as well on the other side of the map is still going to be a bit of a factor here. The rotation through middle will be slowed down as they're worried about him. The plant's gone down. VP trying to hold this B side against the retake from Vitality.
No flashes from Vitality here, and there are still a couple of mollies from VP. Very uncomfortable to get this retake going if you are Vitality.
They know that they can't go through Upper Dark either because there is that ever-present threat of Bist coming through from A-Long being somewhere. He's floating around and they're aware of that. Flip gets aggressive, goes ahead of the play, takes himself a 1-for-1, and that should be enough to win it here for VP. Perfect call to go towards the B bomb site. They've got a lot done with a little in that round. And once again, that will restore the faith that VP might be able to make it happen here against Vitality today.
I mean, this is not a coincidence. This is not a fluke. This is just perfecto calling.
It's not going to be the mid to B. They're just going to contact play their way on B.
Just Rops over there. He does have an AWP in hand, but he is very much on his own.
18 seconds though. And Mezzy is going to set himself up nicely for a double in mid. This has fallen apart for VP. Rops with that AWP, holding on nicely as well. That is perfection and exactly what Vitality wanted.
Just 2 players that needed to deliver.
At tunnel as well. Mid smoke blown open for a second there. Nothing seen by Vitality. And with Mezzy up close and personal, I don't imagine the VP are getting out onto this site with any degree of success, but that is about as good as it's going to get.
I mean, there's just too much for Rops to do there. He's trying to wiggle his mouse around, find every little angle, but maybe Vitality will disrupt them before they can even try to get the plant down. Apex walking his way, completely unchecked through doors. Flit at least able to trade, but there's 2 players just waiting in the window. Zywoo finds the first. Flit 1-on-2.
I don't know if they saw him. He's in the smoke. Flames is watching it. Maybe they did. A round for Vitality. And the gap grows to just 1.
Yeah, a bit of a heart stopper there for a moment. This game of Dust 2, right from the get-go, but they are still the underdogs playing one of the most successful teams this year.
And also a team that doesn't very often lose on this map. Flash completely catching Toro off guard.
That's a callback to Overpass. That's exactly what you were seeing over on that B side of Overpass. The flash is up over the top of Monster. They are not afraid to aggress on the extremities. Rops doing much the same thing. VP now down 2 players, on the verge of evening up the scoreline against Vitality, but not in the way that they would have wanted.
Yeah, Perfecto hoping for a miracle there. He's not going to get anything, and Flit walks right into the crosshair of Robs. This double AWP setup has been quite effective for Vitality. Flamesy going to have a little bit of a look here. And he might well find Perfecto. It'll go in the other direction. Not a concern really for Vitality. They've got so much money. And that's a wild spray that's going to get the job done.
Did he go down after time? He did, 500. Oh, man. On the AWP duel towards tunnels. Close angle up on top of the double stack from Mezzy. This is not a position VP have seen yet. 20 seconds on the clock.
Well, it's just going to be a contact play into B. A bit of Molotov out there as well, but Rops gets the opener and no trade to come through just yet. Rops is getting everything you could possibly want. Eventually, forced down by that molly. Mezzy needs to die now, and he does. 5 seconds for the plant. This is just going to get there, but 1v3 and the flash coverage, he cannot see a damn thing right now. There is nowhere for him to go. Vitality will claim the lead, and it is a beautiful time to take it.
A multi-frag from Rops yet again.
Yes. Looks like Long's the play for the final round of regulation, and I think they're going to get out fine because there's no contest from Vitality in that part of the map.
Set up heavily in mid this time. HE will
that's
give
a good
Zywoo
trade.
an opportunity. I can't believe Flit has been able to trade that.
Yeah, really, really important that he does, though. Smoke's going to go through.
Oh, late flank through tunnels could be actually genius from Flit, to be honest. You can see Mezzy's really going looking for him. I wonder if he's going to make his... No, I mean, why would you go all the way into clearing tunnels? You've cleared out lowers. You're just assuming there isn't going to be a flank later in the round.
They're concerned that he might be in mid. I mean, you can see Mezzy's having a bit of a look there as well. He's going to actually go into the B bomb site. Bomb plant does go down, but it will cost Fame his life. That's 2 grenades and a Molotov. They find their prize. Is that molly deep enough? It doesn't look like it's quite going to spread onto Bist, but of course, all eyes turn on to Flit as he gets that freebie into CT spawn. He picks the perfect timing to catch Rops, and this round begins in earnest as the retake is underway. It's 3-on-3. Bist in Goose. Can't get anything done. It's on to Perfecto. Oh, Captain, my Captain cannot get it done. 13-11. Vitality will win map 2, and that means we're going to a third. VP was so close, but ultimately so far away. Or at least the Vitality knocked down into the lower bracketers. Or if they themselves will be getting knocked down into the lower bracket.
You had it right the first time. 9 players set up around A, though, and Flamesy starts things off very well for Vitality.
Gets a little bit of damage there onto Perfecto, but nothing really of note. It is going to be the A hit. And Vitality have plenty of members there to defend, and Rops gets away with a little too much. So this pistol round on the CT side is going to go comfortably the way of Vitality, and that is really not what you want to be seeing for the health of this map, I'd say.
No, definitely not. Bist has made a meal of that one. Catches 2 players not looking at him creeping out of Palace, and so we'll see what the Mirage T side is going to be looking like. Early contest in towards B. You're already boosting up a player outside of window. Zywoo up the ladder. Comes alive early here for Vitality, and that is going to be problems for Virtus.pro. Continuing to deliver here.
Oh no, it's happening. Zywoo is online. He's got himself the 3K, looking for more. Gets a bit more greedy than perhaps he should have, as he will eventually fall to Fame, but you've got the insurance policy of Mezzy. And luckily also of Apex and Flames. So 3-0 for Vitality. Couple of inroads made there by VP, but realistically speaking,
he would definitely fit in with the Weasleys, but that's a story for another time. I'm also Ginger, so I can say it, guys. There's the Molly interconnector. Tech's coming up on close. We'll see what Fame will deliver.
Bit of damage here and there. The kill actually onto Apex in the end. A double kill. Okay, maybe something of interest here for VP to sniff on, but still need to get rid of Flamesy, which they are able to do. Bomb plant going down now as well. Zywoo not able to deny that. Oh, he is actually able to deny it.
He's put the fear of God in them for now.
Yeah,
that will go down.
Is terrified, apparently.
Nonetheless, Bist has copped a little bit of a nade, so he is quite low. He doesn't want to cop another spam. You've still got a player hanging around in underpass that couldn't get involved late in the piece. And Vitality are taking a very long time to get on into the site here.
Maybe too long. That's an important kill for Zywoo, but he needs another, and that USP is not delivering. Smoke's going to go down a little bit too deep, I think. I don't think it's covering the bomb. It's covering short. Toro gets it done.
Stepping up when it was needed. These are the 2 players that have been delivering the most impact for VP today. It's Fame to start it off. Fame throwing a one-man fake out A here. Hasn't really drawn too much interest from Vitality, to be honest. They're still just sitting in their setup.
Fame's going to actually have a look, though, and that might be where you do see some of that interest come through. Or with a kill like that from Zywoo, the jig is up for Mezzy as well, apparently. But a good grenade is really going to soften the targets here. Rop's only going to be good for 1 in the end, and somehow, some way, VP have actually managed to get themselves a bomb plant down on B. That did not look like a round that they were going to make work, but they have actually managed to do so.
I mean, Fame going down there is kind of a non-factor when you're able to crack open the small side. And you've seen Virtus.pro have a similar approach to this a couple of times today on that deep info line all the way down B outs, which is going to allow Vitality to do exactly this. Much more heavily stacked up in towards the middle of the map. Multiple riflers looking to try to disrupt and contest this default.
It almost gets himself something there, but Flamesy on his way out to safety, and now that flash is going to be the undoing of the offensive initially. Good trade in from Bist. Need more of that, but Flames on the off angle. Catching Fame, and now it's starting to fall apart a little bit for VP. They're not finding quite the inroads that they need. It's good coverage from that short position. Somehow Flames has just danced his way around the A side. He's back at triple now. But the fact that he has survived has been what has put a stop to this one for Virtus.pro.
Same position for Toro, but he put a 1-on-2 together, but a little bit too much to ask when he's caught a nade that hard.
A bottom con molly, but of course the molly burns out a little quicker than the smoke does, so that territory is still going to go the way of VP.
30 seconds.
Apex is having a look in toward middle here to see what he can do, but it's all about Mezzy right now. Apex does ultimately strike on the back end. That offensive has been ripped apart in the blink of an eye.
I mean, Virtus.pro just don't have an answer for Vitality's setup right now. ZywOo posted down B ups, and all of these riflers inside of middle, and it really just feels like it's a fast FUD from Vitality to immediately defend that. Gonna have to see a little bit of a more different approach, a different timing for Virtus.pro, and that's exactly what you're gonna get. Quick pacing, straight up cat there from Flit. He's found the timing. It's a flurry of kills in the kill feed, but it's still one down for Virtus.pro.
That's bad news. Haven't been able to recover from these numbers deficits so far on the map. This one might look a little more achievable. Perhaps a bomb plant open to them if they can clear out CT spawn. And that flash was a good one, but Rob's playing anti-flash, makes short work of it. Yes, it's a bomb plant for VP, but nothing more than that.
Just the small details, isn't it?
Yeah, I tend to agree. We've constantly counted VP out throughout this series from the outset. We have been proven wrong in a couple of instances. Maybe this will be another one of them as they try another flood onto B. And this time they get the better of both Mezzy and Rops. The openers go the way of VP, and that is a big difference maker. This should be round done and dusted.
It's the same names that roll off the tongue for Virtus.pro. Toro and Frame finding one each on the entry in towards B. Vitality, though, they've got plenty of cash. They could buy up the last 2 gun rounds of the half, so they are going to go for this one.
Interesting. Flit in ladder room will be cleared out. Nicely timed there by Apex, but this door push will be a little more difficult. 1-for-1 there. As Perfecto does get taken down. Still numbers to find, and time is really running away from Vitality here. Apex has kind of got himself stuck in the fight. He's going to keep on having a bit of a look, but ZywOo is out of there to retain the AWP.
Trying to take as many guns away from VP as they can. As VP have got no cash in reserve. The only player on the lurk here as the execute comes in towards A. He wants to try to activate in the mid-round, maybe trying to slip into Con. Fame, great timing out of A ramp, finds the entry onto Flames.
This might be where ZywOo is going to have to activate again from CT spawn. Flit, though, in the meanwhile, has been taken down. So we're back to a 4-on-4, but VP still flooding their way in onto that A side through the cover of the smokes. Vitality happy to let them get that bomb plan and play for the retake. There's a 1-for-1. Apex down, but he got his one before he fell. Rops in as well for a trade. Now all of a sudden, numbers again favoring Vitality. That's an important kill for Mezzy through the flash. He gets Toro, which leaves just Perfecto. And again, in a clutch, he's going to have to try and make it happen. Couldn't do it at the back end of Dust 2, but maybe here on Mirage, he can make it happen. Defuses on. ZywOo will make it magical for Vitality. 8-4 at the end of the half. He gets that cheeky defuse in the smoke, and Vitality are feeling good on map 3. Vitality are waiting very patiently. Get that molly through, and now the flood ensues. The flashes over the top. Bist can't see anything. He does have some backup on short, but nobody landing the shots. Finally, Fame Acto chiming in. Was looking okay until ZywOo just does something. I don't even know how he's picked up all 3 like that. And he gets Toro as well. Well, we were asking, you know, where is ZywOo? He had a bit of a slower map 1 and 2. Vitality taking the opportunity to work middle. Get Flamesy into connector. Flash into the smoke, and he's got some nice control. Mezzy, meanwhile, doing the same thing at A main.
Oh, yes. That's Flit's second kill. He was bullied so heavily, especially connector in that first half. So that's going to be a small reprieve. But outside of
Yeah.
that, there's really not much else going on in that round.
It's a wooden spoon prize, if anything.
Well, it might be an ult for Bist. Indeed, the ult will be dropped over to Bist here. Util's a little light for VP. Pressure into middle. Flit, unfortunately, not able to replicate any kind of disrespect post-knife kill. In fact, he is the one who is very quickly dealt with in the earlier portion of this round. Fame continues to deliver, though. Trades at least one back.
The smoke here as well will give Perfecto a bit of room to move, but it seems as though Vitality are all over that, and Zaiwu and Apex just spam him to death.
It's unfortunate. I think he thought that the smoke would bloom enough for him to make it into the con smoke as the flash is coming in so that he can dive out of it, but to decide what's going to happen in the latter portions of this round.
Robs is definitely looking for it. Toro up for the challenge, it would seem. Molotov, meanwhile, pushing Fame off of his line. B side looking taken by Vitality, and A side also looking taken by Vitality. It's just Bist floating around. It will be the A side that they decide to go toward. And that means Bist is not really anywhere where he needs to be.
Zaiwu's already on the hunt. He's heard the AWP, but he said, I'd love one of those. He's chilling in underpass. Bist. Oh, not able to connect the single scope. Rops will take the AWP out of his hands. He's maybe hung around for a little bit too much there. And looking at the scoreline and the money on VP on that A site, I'm looking at Bist with the Famas thinking that could have been an AWP.
Could have, but would it have really made much of a difference at this point? Unfortunately, it doesn't feel like it. Rops trying to stand and deliver. It will be the grenade from Apex that ends up getting the job done on the player at Ticket. But meanwhile, Zaiwu again waltzes his way out onto middle and claims 2. He's 18-2.
He's dominated them. Perfecto's got a mag 7.
Yeah?
Yep. You always want the AK, but sometimes you just end up with the Famas, man. Sometimes you end up with nothing. Apex cuts him down on the cross.
Get their own smoke to bottom con. It's a little bit deeper. We are going to see a push from VP that is very swiftly dealt with by Flamesy, but Flick gets himself a double with the Famas. Meanwhile, though, A site relatively undefended, and Vitality have pounced upon that opportunity. Flit will have now been spotted out as well. He'll look for some chip damage with that grenade, and he gets it. Down to 83 HP is Apex, but still no inroads really being made by VP until Perfecto is able to strike, and they're waiting for Bist to walk his way through CT spawn.
They got to speed this up. I don't think they have a kit here.
Rubs has got a molly. He's got a nade as well. That'll cause a bit of a problem later on in the round if he survives, which he doesn't. Into Sandwich. It's Mezzi that has to survive, and he gets himself the double. Is it enough? Maybe. Flit is going to hold this defuse, but I don't think he's got it. I don't know if he thinks he's got it either. VP down into the lower bracket. 13-4. Vitality will take the first series for themselves. It was a pretty hefty effort from them today, it has to be said, going down on Overpass 13-9, but they pulled it back